across was an article, and this woman was upset that we even need this word to explain a state of being, that it should be our default mechanism, that everything we do is done with heart and soul and our essential essence is put into it. Otherwise, it's kind of like a why bother? You're not really living your life fully if you're just doing stuff half-assed. That was her argument. I kind of agreed. Like sometimes I just do things robotically and don't even remember I've done it, including driving down the highway. You're just like, oh, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, how did I get here so fast? But if I was doing it with love, heart, and soul, I'd be taking in every little bit of scenery. I'd be observing all the little hawks on the poles that are watching the highway, etc. So it kind of implies being very present too, as well as being in your heart and soul. But it made me think of a word that is in Sanskrit, not exactly the same, but they could be in correlation to each other, and the word is Shakti. And it's your personal, spiritual, creative essence that's unique to you that nobody else has. It's not just your ideas, it's part of your Shakti. It's not your intellect, which could be, in part your Shakti. This is more of an essence of your spirit that makes you so wonderfully unique. And we call that word Shakti. So I think there is a definite correlation between Meraki and Shakti. So that all made me think of this beautiful poem by Mary Oliver that I want to read to you. Maybe you've heard it's one of her more famous ones, but you're probably more familiar with one line from it than maybe the whole poem. It's called The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I love that last line. I'm going to say it again. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Okay. And then I wanted to tie in a quote. And this is arguably the Upanishads. It's also said to be Abraham Lincoln. So I don't know, and I don't really care because it's quite beautiful. Where it came from is probably all the above. And it's to do with, in my opinion, how we use our time. What are we doing with this one wild and precious life? And the quote says, if it is unkind, untrue, or unnecessary, leave it unsaid. And I'm tying this in to Meraki and Mary Oliver's poignant question, what are we doing with our precious life? Because I think too often some of our energy and focus in creative essence is spent worrying about insignificant, unimportant, irrelevant things. And that we spend a lot of our creative energy thinking, saying, and doing things that aren't good for the good of the whole or for ourselves. So it's just a way to kind of maybe rearrange our priorities. If it's unkind, untrue, or unnecessary, leave it unsaid. And when you do that, it'll create and open up all this spaciousness for you to showcase and participate with Meraki, bringing your whole essence into something that you do. Like maybe being idle and appreciating your blessed life. I invite you to set your intention for practice today. Maybe some of the food for thought is in there, but of course this is your own practice, and I want you to listen to your deepest heart, what it is that it's offering to you for you to focus on while you practice, because the mind stuff matters. What we think, we become. So let this intention be helpful to you, informative and affirmative. I invite you to bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. We call this Anjali Mudra in Sanskrit. It's a way to unify your whole self, to bring focus to your heart, to connect the solar and lunar channel together. And then you feel more like your whole self or your holy self, your healthy self, when everything is in union. Take your sweet time. Maybe the intention doesn't come right away. Maybe it comes midway through practice. That's okay too. Just invite it to come if it's not showing up in the moment. And then when you're ready, stretch your arms long, lengthen all the way out. Zip up the inner thighs, point and flex the toes. Super long stretch, feels really good in the body. At least it does to me. You get crunchy all day, and then you get long and you feel your whole body expand. It's great. Then hug your knees into your chest, and we'll go the opposite now. Contraction, little tiny self. Wrap up, curl up. Give yourself a good hug and a squeeze, and thank yourself for making it to your mat today. Good job. And then take a couple roly-polies on your spine. Get a good one all the way up into seated. And then once we come up, we'll look around the room to one another and give each other a smiley face. Right on cue. Coming on in. Glad you're all here. It's good to see your smiles. Good to see you. Some of you haven't seen in a hot minute. Glad you're back. We'll come into our own heart place again and sing a little bit together. It helps unite. I have been really good. I'm going to brag on myself by not being on social media for a long time. I'm like doing my best, and it's like crack, you know? You're just like, what are they doing in there? You just want to go in and find out. And I did jump on this morning because I put an ad for one of our retreats, and I wanted to see how it was doing, if there were any comments. Of course, there were comments. The Whidbey Island is not in the San Juans. It's not a San Juan island. Oh, dang it. You're not signing up? Gosh darn it. But in that 5-second little dip in, I was pulled away from center and went down the rabbit hole and got into a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, this is the kind of stuff that is not Meraki. Not Meraki. Stay out of there as best you can. That's my PSA for the day. And I will also throw another one out there. If you're not aware, it's Blackout Day. So we're trying not to shop, especially with corporate America, trying not to use our credit cards as best we can. That's my second PSA for the day. All right, let's sing a little bit. The one I want to sing today is Ramadasa Se So Hum. And it's a healing chant. It's a bunch of syllables you'll catch on. Rama, like Rama, Dasa, Sase, like sassy, but sase, so hung. Like, I won't even say what I was going to say. That has no Meraki either. Or actually it did. But I'll leave it out. Unnecessary, leave it unsaid. Okay. You got the chant though, right? Okay. Hands to our hearts, sitting up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale to sing. Ramadasa Sase Soham. 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 We'll take an Om all together, another big breath in. Bow your head in towards your heart. Remind yourself of your intention. We're going to keep that one on repeat. So keep it close by, and then we'll slowly open your eyes and come into tabletop all fours. So the reason I was saying I got on Facebook is the first thing that grabbed me was this post by Yoga Journal, and they said, what are some of the things in a yoga class that you found offensive or intolerable? And I've already broke like 15 of them that were right out of the chute. Too much chanting, too much talking, being inappropriate with your humor, talking about yourself. So I apologize if I've just offended you. All right. So cat-cow is where we're moving. If I haven't said that, drop in the belly, inhale and lift up. Exhale, tuck and curl in and round the spine. Start to really loosen up the energy that stores on our spine. Sometimes it gets stuck and trapped and twisted and frayed and afraid. And so we want to free things up. In that freeing up of stuck energy, then that ability to have Meraki comes through. And then child's pose, so taking your bum back towards your heels, crawling your fingertips way out in front. And this is a low back stretch, so I want you to visualize where your sacrum is. Maybe you feel it getting a little bit of opening there as your bum works towards the heels, and you let your belly plop down between your knees. You crawl the fingers forward and create some thoracic, upper back spine stretch as well. But nice deep opening there. Take a big breath in, big breath out, and one more time. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll come back into our tabletop and curl our toes under now and press into down dog, which is also a really beautiful pose for stretching out the back body. It's one of my favorite poses. When you get into the back body, you start to feel maybe where some things are feeling stuck. In addition to the spine, like maybe the hamstrings, maybe the calves are really tight. Maybe your neck feels crunching. If you could imagine it just dangling there, let gravity take over, and it will pull the spine just a little bit longer, including the cervical spine. And then take a walk to the top of the mat, coming into forward fold. And hang out there in ragdoll. We're enjoying the inversion, getting some good blood flow to the brain. So we can tap into some of those amazing creative bursts that we get, especially if we allow them to come through. We use things like, I don't have enough time for that, or it's just frivolous or unimportant. It's so very important that we let that creative energy flow. So getting that good blood flow to the brain to help that creativity flow. Gentle sway side to side, sweeping our mat. Feeling the flush of the left and right kidney as you move from side to side. And then we'll come into neutral, take a half lift, flatten out. Nice long spine again, so reach the crown of the head towards the front. Breathe in, and then fold back in on the back out. Nice job, yogis. Little bend in the knees, wide sweep, come all the way up to the top. Touch the palms together overhead. Interlace the fingers, stretch up, nice tall spine again. Little wiggle side to side coming out of that pelvic girdle. Take a breath. And then slide your palms back to your heart place, close your eyes, and remind yourself of your intention. I'll cue you to do that, but do it as much as you can. This is really going to help you to create some positive energy using your affirmation on repeat. We become our thoughts. I said that already, but it's so true. Take a breath, release your hands. Wide sweep to the sky. Dive through center, forward fold. Half lift, flatten out your back again. This is to create space. So linger in this like a little ironing board for a moment and grow your spine. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Push your sit bones towards the back wall. Breath in. And then fold back in, breath out. Plant your hands, right foot's taking that big step back, giant step, pulse in and out, straighten and bend that left leg. Letting the hamstrings open up, the hip flexor. Feels good. Feels good to be in our body, to just attune to it, to listen to its little sometimes griping and complaining that it does. But there's a message in it. Now come into the lunge. We're going to hold it a little deeper and a little longer. Maybe blocks, maybe spidey fingertips there. Press strong through your right heel and lift up a bit on that right inner thigh. Then gaze up and pull the shoulders back. It's a harder pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now straighten out the left leg. We'll hold it a little deeper, a little longer. Doesn't have to jam all the way straight, but it's to your edge. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward, dangle the head towards your knee. Breathe in and breathe out. One more here. Inhale. Then we'll take our lunge back. Let's take it a 45-degree angle. Come up for warrior one. And once you're up, you're going to square off to the front of your mat best you can. Drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Sink down in, press the back edge of the right foot to the mat, reach up tall, soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. Take a breath in, and then cactus the arms out, gaze up, breathe in again. T-shape, head drops back. One more, breath in, interlace the fingers behind, drop the wrist down, chin up, breathe in. Breathe out. It feels good to have space in our heart. One more. Breath in. Dive to the inside of that left knee. Take your wrist to the sky. This is going to open your shoulders a little bit more. It's hard. Head hangs. Dangle it. Shake it out. No tension in the neck. Breath in. Breath out. Release the hands to the floor. Either side of that left foot. Right foot comes up to meet it. Forward fold. Head hangs still. Letting go, surrender, soften. Take a breath. Exhale out. Little bend in the knees and a wide sweep. We come all the way up to the top. Touch the palms, interlace the fingers, stretch up again. Big inhale. Soften the shoulders on the exhale. One more. Breath in. Slide your palms to your heart place. Close your eyes. Go inside. Feel how beautiful you are. Your essence is this creative Shakti. Yay! I always love seeing Kali Murtis. Murtis are statues. Because she's stepping on Shiva. Kali represents Shakti. She's same. And she's got her foot on Shiva's heart. He's laying down underneath her. And it's a reminder that you can't have enlightenment, being in your highest way, unless Shakti is there. You need your Meraki. Take a breath in. Release the hands. Wide sweep to the sky. Dive through center, forward fold. Half lift. Here's that opportunity to get some space in the spine. And fold back in. Plant our hands. Left foot takes that giant step back. Hands on either side of right foot. Straighten and bend that right leg. Letting everything open up on this side now. Little movements. These are called kriyas, the little actions to warm us up before we take those deeper holds. Now let's go into that deep lunge. Maybe blocks to help you lift. You're going to pull your chin up, press through the left heel, lift up on that left inner thigh. It's like you're about ready to take off and run. Take a breath in. Big breath out. One more. Inhale now. Exhale as you fold over right leg. Square your hips again. Right hip back, left hip forward. Head hangs. Take a deep breath in. Maybe a little deeper fold on the exhale. Come back to your lunge. Back foot takes that 45-degree angle for warrior one and come on up. Take your time for that. I heel toe wider. I square off. I set it up. Reach up tall. Soft shoulders. Don't let them get crunchy. Keep them down and away. But fingers are on fire. Light them up with electricity in them. Breath in and breath out. One more here. Inhale. And then we'll cactus it out. You go big in the heart. And then you take a T shape. Head drops back a little more, wide. Then interlace the hands behind. Drop the wrist down and chin points up. Breathe in. Dive to the inside of that right knee. Humble warrior. Head hangs. Wrists go high. Let the shoulders kind of feel into this. Finding some space there. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Bring the hands to the floor. Left foot meets right foot. Back to your forward fold at the top of the mat. This time, drop the booty and reach up for Utkatasana chair. We'll sit deep into our chair. Arms are up by the ears. Take a breath in. Sink a little deeper. Breath out. One more. Inhale. Now, bring the hands to the heart. Weights in the right foot. Pick up left foot. Figure four. Three-legged chair. A little bit of a challenge. Sit down in your chair, pull your spine a little taller if you can. Take a breath. Maybe a half fold. Take another breath. And maybe the hands to the floor. You don't have to. That's pretty deep. We're still warming up. Breath in. Breath out. Now squeeze the pelvic floor to rise. Come back up. Three-legged chair to chair. Ugh. And then come to standing. Samastitihi. And you close your eyes and you go inside and see your spiritual prowess. See your divine light. See your Shakti. See your Meraki. Take a breath. Release the hands. Wide sweep. Dive through center, forward fold. You're going to drop the bum and come back up for Utkatasana chair. So set it up. Feet are solid. Booty's down. Arms are up. But the shoulders, try not to crunch them. Hands back to the heart. Weights in that left foot. Pick up right foot. Figure four this time. Then you get back in your chair and you pull the spine upright to start. And then you take a half fold. And if you want to go on down to the blocker floor, you can with your hands. That's just a little extra. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. And exhale, then you rise back up. Woo, three-legged chair, maybe fall out to chair. And then back to standing, Samasthiti Tahiti. All things balance in the heart. What are you doing with this one wild and precious life? This is the embodiment you have. That's your vessel. And you've got your little beautiful personality. And you got your inner light. And you got all the things. What are you doing with it? Try not to just strive for the 401k. That's not the thing. Be like grasshopper. Enjoy this beautiful life. Get the little sugar out of the palm of the hand. Take a breath. Release the hands. Wide sweep to the sky. Dive through center, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flatten out. Exhale, fold. Plant your hand. Now both feet will go back for a high plank position. Shoulders are over your wrists. You're pressing through your heel. Take a breath in. Big exhale. Again, breath in. Breath out. Last one. Inhale. Then lower down. Knees, chest, chin. Keep your elbows right by your side. Snake through. Rise up. Shoulders back. Heart forward. Inhale. Rise up. And one more time. Inhale up. Curl the toes under, up and back, down dog. Paddle your feet. Shake out the head. I do some yeses and nos, some lefts and rights. Circle it around. Deep press of the chest towards the thighs. Put a little more length through the rector muscles. Another breath in. Breath out. Right leg goes up high. Reach it high and then step all the way up and through. Back foot takes a 90-degree angle for warrior two. Come on up. Sink it to the right knee. Wings come out from the heart. Take a breath in. Drop just a little deeper if you can. Soften the shoulders. A little smile. Breath in again. Breath out. Flip the palms to the sky. Straighten the right leg. Reach up and touch your hands overhead. Then scissor cut through. Take a few of these. Clear the air. And a way to fluff and buff your aura field. Cutting some cords of sticky business. Energetics that may be attached to us that we don't want. Some of it's our own placement. And then land in warrior two and pause. Put the palm of the right hand, reverse warrior, reach back. Nice lunge in that right knee. A little more reach to the right hand. Left hand can dangle or go to low back. One more breath in. Breath out. Pull back up. Warrior two. Straighten right leg, hands to your heart. Go inside. See your divine essence. Just recognizing that it's there. And then where in your life could you put a little bit more of your whole self into what you're doing? Maybe a relationship, maybe something you're doing at work, maybe just around the house, loving on your home, your whole essence into it. Put your Meraki there. Then back out, warrior two, breath in, side angle pose. We could rest gently on that thigh, dip deep into the right knee. If you want, you could go all the way to the floor or to your block, a little bit deeper in. Breath in, breath out, and one more. Inhale and exhale. Then pull back up to your warrior two. Tick-tock in the right foot, hands rest at the heart. Go inside and visit that sacred space again. Just the more you connect with it, the more you want to use it. It's like right there. Your glorious self. Sometimes we forget about it because we're so busy being this outward projection of our story that runs dialogue in our head, the narrative that we've been telling ourselves for a long time. And then meanwhile, you've got this whole beautiful bundle of incredible energy in your heart that's like, let us out. Take a breath, hands to the hips, elbows pull back, shoulders pull back, hips press forward, chin points up, you're over the barrel. Deep breathing, feel that precious breath. Be so grateful that we're alive and kicking. Take an inhale and exhale. One more breath in, breath out. Good job, big back bend. Come back up slow. Take a dive forward, a little bit pigeon-toed. Hands come down under your shoulders, head hangs. Take a breath in, big breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Last one, breathe in, breath out. Then inhale up to a half lift. Take the right hand under your face, peel the left hand open to the sky, twist and look up to that floating left thumb. A little wider if you can, drop it back, and then switch it out. Left hand under the face, right hand peels open to the sky, twist and look up. Nice opening through our heart. Breath in, pull it back a little more, and then bring it down to the ground. Little bend in the knees, hands to the hips, rise back up, and then turn it back out to your warrior two at the top of the mat. So that right foot turns forward, wings come out, set it up. And then we'll straighten that right leg, take a breath, and reach out to the front, Trikonasana. So you tip it down to the shin or the block or the ankle, left hands to the sky. We're pulling back in this, breath in, and breath out. One more, inhale, and exhale. The bend in that right knee, inhale pulls you up, warrior two. Now bring your hands to your hips. The back foot's going to come up just a little bit, and it's going to turn like you would for warrior one. So back to that 45-degree angle. Front leg's going to straighten out, and we're squaring off to the front of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips and pull the elbows back. It's a shorter stance than you would for warrior one. Chin to the sky, both legs straight. Take a breath. And then drawing the right hip back as you come forward, come down over the top of this right leg, pyramid pose. Hands come down to either side of the right foot, maybe to your blocks, head hangs. Keep efforting to square off your hips, so drawing the right hip back and pulling that left hip forward. It's deep hamstrings. Take a breath here. Fold a little deeper towards your shin on the exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. Now just walk your hands forward as you bend that right knee. And then slowly float the left foot up. Standing splits. Maybe your blocks again. Left foot's high. Right leg slowly straightens out to your edge. Maybe the right hand can go to the right ankle. And maybe the left hand can too. Left foot keeps going up high. Breath in. And breath out. One more. Inhale. Then plant your hands. Bring the left foot to meet the right foot. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Shake out the head. And then wide sweep. Little bend in the knees. Come back up to the top. Touch the palms together. Slide them into heart center. Repeat your intention. See the light of your heart. You're a divine being. You've got so much Shakti. How are you sharing your Shakti with the world? Because that's the thing. You're supposed to wake it up, bring it out, and give it away. Huh. Dang it, that part. Take a breath. Release the hands. Wide sweep all the way up. Dive through center, all the way through. Forward fold. Half lift, flatten out. Remember, this is for space. Get it. And fold back in. Plant our hands. Both feet go back again. High plank. 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Again, breath in. Breath out. Last one. Inhale. Then lower down. Knees, chest, chin. Sneak through. Find your cobra. Rise up. Only as high as it doesn't bother your back. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up. Last one. Rise up. Cobra pose. Snake down. And we curl the toes under. Push up and back down. Dog. Paddle out the feet. Should feel a little bit looser. Feel more like you now. In your body. Feels good. Maybe bounce it out a little bit. Breath in. Breath out. Now left leg goes up high. Reach it to the sky. Big breath so we can step it all the way up to the top. Our back foot takes that 90-degree angle and we come up warrior two. We sink into that left knee lunge. Wings come out. Soft shoulders. Smile again if you can. Breath in. Breath out. Flip both palms to the sky. Straighten left leg. Reach up. Touch. Then take that big scissor cut. Clear in the field. Strong energy body. Cutting out dissonance, disharmony, negative speak. Making space for our creative flow. And then we come back into warrior two. Flip the palm of that left hand, reverse warrior, reach back. Keep that lunge. Nice deep lunge on the left side to help those ribs spread apart as you reach to the back wall. One more breath in, breath out. Pull back up, warrior two, straighten left leg, your hand comes to your heart. And you rest there with your intention. See how powerful you are. Jai Ma. Breath in, push out, warrior two. Full inhale. And then we rest gently in side angle. So not dumping weight, just a little bit of weight on that thigh. And then we have that option to go a little deeper if we'd like to the inside. Drop your hips if you went down. Breath in, breath out. Pull back up. Warrior two, tick-tock in, left foot. Little rest at the side of the mat. Hands to your heart. Just keep visiting your glorious self. Powerful, creative, beautiful, special, unique, amazing. God, I love you. Take a breath. Hands to behind the back this time. Sorry. Drop the wrist down. Look up. Pull the shoulders back. Round over your barrel again. Hips press towards the toes. Trying to maybe see where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. Breath in again, breath out. Now coming back up, keep the hands clasped, but go forward with them overhead. Maybe heel toe a little wider, kind of pigeon-toed for these forward folds. Wrists are high, head hangs low, breath in, breath out, getting those shoulders a little more. Inhale and exhale. Then hands come down to the floor underneath your face. Drop your booty over to that right heel, pull left leg straight, toes to the sky, Skandasana. Deep hip opener, just do your best. Then come back over to the left heel, right leg straight. And take a couple passes back and forth at your own pace, getting into your hamstrings, your adductors, your femur bones. You're really working in that hip socket pretty good, cleaning things out. And then the next time you pass through neutral, take it back to your forward fold. So bum up, head hangs, a little bit pigeon toe. Then our hands to our hips and a slow rise back to the top. Take your time to bend upside down. And then tick-tock it out to your warrior two, set it up. Wings come out from the heart. Take a breath in, sink in. Straighten out that left leg. Full inhale, reach out as far as you can on the exhale and then tip down to the shin or the block or the ankle. Right hands to the sky, you're flattening out. So pulling right shoulder back, right hip back. And your neck, see if it's in alignment with the rest of your spine. Maybe you need to pull the neck back a little. Breath in, breath out. A little bend in that knee, come back up, warrior two, hands to your hips.
Prepping for pyramid. So you step the back foot up about a foot and square off again to the front of your mat. That back foot's about a 45-degree angle. Front leg straight. And this time we'll interlace our hands behind, drop the wrist down, chin up, take a breath. And then flat back, come forward, taking the wrist high, head bows towards the shin. Breathe in, breathe out, pretty deep in here. Inhale, exhale, and one more. Breath in, breath out. Release the hands to the floor. Walk them out in front. Weights in that left foot. Right foot floats up, standing splits on this side. Steady yourself first. Straighten that left leg a little more. Begin to walk your hands back towards your toes. Maybe left hand to left ankle. Maybe right hand to right foot goes a little higher. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Inhale. Plant your hands. Right foot meets left foot. Forward fold. Head hangs. Bend in the knees. Come back to the top. Touch the palms. Slide into your heart. See how beautiful you are. Good job, yogis. Good job. I enjoy the practice so much because it's an opportunity to not only get all the fidgets and wiggles out of your body, open it up, but to get the fidgets and wiggles out of the mind. Such a great opportunity because you see yourself thinking, like, dang, that's a bunch of junk. Maybe I'll replace it with some self-love. Well, that'd be real nice. That's the important piece. When we love ourselves, then loving our life just automatically becomes the way we roll. Love your life. Take a breath. Release the hands. Okay, we're going into a standing balance, hand to toe pose, or hand to knee pose. We're all going to do hand to knee first just to get the feel of it. Yeah, so maybe stagger with your neighbor, maybe come off your mat. Some people like the floor better. Hands to the hips and really root down through left foot, little bend in right knee to kind of get that energy flowing down to that left side. And you're going to float the right knee. And then take your right hand to the right knee and hold on. And then left hand goes left and right knee goes right. You kind of turn it out. And then if you can, you look out to that floating left thumb. And then you bring it all back in. The way you went in is the way you come out. Set it all down. And then shake it all off. Get it all out. All right. And we reroute. So now this time, right foot, hands to the hips, a little bend in that left knee just to settle into the stance. And then float left knee. Left hand to left knee. And then right hand goes right, left knee goes left. Set it up. And then if you can, that extra challenge to look out to the floating right thumb. Breath in, breath out. And then you come back out the way you went in. Set it all down. Shake it all off. This helps us to get singular focus. You can't balance on one leg holding your knee if you got 50 million thoughts. So this helps you kind of get down to one groovy place in your mind. Maybe it's that you're incredibly beautiful. Hold that as your thought as you go into this. Now, that's what you can do again. Or this time you can grab the toe and take it out. If you've got that in your wheelhouse, if not, the knee is a great place to start. Hands to the hips. Bend that right knee a little bit. Then float it up. You can either grab the knee or hook your peace fingers onto that big toe and extend out. Then you'll take everything out to the sides. Right foot goes right, left hand goes left. And if you can, you look out to that floating left thumb. Breath in, breath out. And then come back out the way you went in. And set it down and shake it off. Blah, make some noise. All right, reset. So hands to the hips, right foot roots, left knee bends. Then we float it. We either grab the knee or hook peace fingers on big toe. Extend out. And then take it out to the sides when you're ready. Breath in, breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Last one, breath in, breath out. Come out the way you went in. And set it all down and shake that one off. Good job. It's kind of fun to play. And if your headspace is, God, I'm old, I'm fat, I don't have balance, I'm anxious, I'm stop. You just got to go, good job, we tried. That's staying hard to do. Okay, Tadasana, mountain pose. Shoulders roll down, hands turn out. Quiet the mind and be like a mountain. Strong and steady. A mountain doesn't look like it wonders if it belongs there. A mountain knows it belongs there. So embody that energy. I'm a mountain. I belong here. Breath in, breath out. Maybe a little kind word to yourself while you're in mountain pose. You amaze me. I'm amazed by you. And then a wide sweep to the sky, all the way up. Dive through center, all the way through, forward, forward. Half lift, flatten your back. Fold back in. Plant your hands. Right foot goes back, left foot hooks in the pigeon. Option to lay on the back in figure four, that left ankle over right knee. Open the heart to the sky. Take a big breath in. And then come on down. That left hip starts to soften and release its tension. And the body holds the score. The body knows the story. And when we give our body an opportunity to let things go, sometimes we don't have to repeat the same story over and over. We can shift our narrative. And we let our body release it. So just allowing for softening and surrendering. Whenever things are challenging, if there's difficult emotions that are internally spinning, I like to see that precious light inside of myself. I just look at it and know that there's something greater than ourselves working through us, that spirit, that Shakti. And lean into it a little more to help guide our way. Instead of using our brain muscle to get through everything, intellectualizing everything, analyzing everything. That leap of faith into your own self. A little bit more, deeper breath, really trying to soften the whole self. Breath in, breath out. Again, inhale, exhale. Last one, big inhale, big exhale. Slide your hands under your shoulders, press up, open your heart to the sky. Take it all the way back to your down dog now. Settle that out. Good job, yogis. Feels good to soften this animal body. That's another line in one of her poems. This is the soft animal body that we came in. Let it be soft. Right leg goes up high. Reach it up and slide on in. Pigeon. Open the heart to the sky. Take a full inhale. And then come on down. Melting down your right side. Try to sneak this other poem in. It's a little bit longer, but one of my favorites.
while we're melting out this right side hip. It's called, have you ever tried to enter the long black branches? Have you ever tried to enter the long black branches of other lives? Tried to imagine what the crisp fringes full of honey hanging from the branches of the young locust trees in early summer feel like? Do you think this world is only an entertainment for you? Never to enter the sea and notice how the water divides with perfect courtesy to let you in? Never to lie down on the grass as though you were the grass? Never to leap to the air as you open your wings over the dark acorn of your heart? No wonder we hear in your mournful voice the complaint that something is missing from your life. Who can open the door who does not reach for the latch? Who can travel the miles who does not put one foot in front of the other, all attentive to what presents itself continually? Who will behold the inner chamber who has not observed with admiration even with rapture, the outer stone? Well, there is time left. Fields, fields everywhere invite you into them. And who will care? And who will chide you if you wander away from wherever you are to look for your soul? Quickly, then, get up, put on your coat, leave your desk, put one foot into the door of the grass, which is the mystery, which is death as well as life, and not be afraid to set one foot in the door of death and become overcome with amazement. To sit down in front of the weeds and imagine God, the 10-fingered, sailing out of his house of straw, nodding this way and that way to the flowers of the present hour, to the song falling out of the mockingbird's pink mouth, to the tiplets of the honeysuckle that have opened in the night, to sit down like a weed among weeds and rustle in the wind. Listen, are you breathing just a little and calling it a life? While the soul, after all, is only a window, and the opening of the window no more difficult than awakening from a little sleep. Only last week I went out among the thorns and said to the wild roses, deny me not, but suffer my devotion. Then all afternoon I sat among them. Maybe I even heard a curl or two of music, damp and rouge red, hurrying from their stubby buds and from their delicate watery bodies. How long will you continue to listen to those dark shouters, caution and prudence? Fall in, fall in. A woman standing in the weeds, a small boat flounders in the deep waves, and what's coming next is coming with its own heave and grace. Meanwhile, once in a while, I have chanced among the quick things upon the immutable. What more could one ask? And when I touched the face of the daisies, and I would bow down to think about it, that was then, which hasn't ended yet. Now the sun begins to swing down under the peach light. I cross the fields and the dunes. I follow the ocean's edge. I climb. I backtrack. I float. I ramble my way home. The key line in that one is, listen, are you breathing just a little and calling it a life? All right, yogis, thanks for the listen. Press back up, open your heart to the sky, take that big breath at the top, and then have a sit on your bum and swing your legs to the front. Scoochie forward, plant your feet, hands come out, big breath in, and then a nice slow roll all the way back, using core strength to bring you down. Your right side needed more. And then soles of the feet together, knees flap out to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana. Rest your hands in Shakti Mudra at the low belly. Thumbs touch and index fingers touch to make that upside down triangle. And we use Shakti Mudra at our low belly because the second chakra, which is the low belly here, is your creative center. Our Shakti is home base in this first and second chakra. So putting our mudra on it is like a little magnifying glass to awaken the energy there. So we can have that Meraki, putting our whole heart and soul and love and creative energy into everything we do. And then reach down on either side of the thighs, hug the knees together, hug them into your chest, cross at the ankles, good squeezy there. I like to rock a little side to side or circle the knees around to massage out that sacral joint, the low back, your lumbar, all kinds of stressors in there. Kind of iron them out. Then pull it into dead bug. We'll pull down on our feet and our knees go wide. Tuck your chin a little, breath in and breath out. One more, inhale and exhale. And then feet together, knees together, another squeeze in tight. Keep that right knee hugged in and put the left leg long to the ground. Extra good squeezy to that right side. Then shoot your hips to the right, drop the knee over to the left for a supine twist. Cactus or T that right arm and look out to the right. Maybe you guide the right knee a little bit up towards your face so there's a little tug on it, drawing it upward, and you'll get a little deeper stretch to that low rump. Take a breath in and a breath out. Last one, inhale and exhale. And then unravel from that twist. Point that right leg up high, draw a line all the way down. And then bring in the other side. Left knee hugs in. Extra good tug on that left side belly, both feet flexed again. Then we'll shoot our hips over to the left, drop our knee to the right. Cactus or T, the left arm now, and we look out to the left. And again, maybe that extra little tug, pulling that left knee up towards our face. Breath in, breath out. And again, inhale. Exhale. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Slowly unravel, left leg goes up high. Draw a line all the way down with that big toe. If there are any other poses you would like to take before we come into final rest, please feel free to complete your practice. Otherwise, we'll settle in for our Shavasana. And use this as like a refueling station, not for the mind stuff, and we've hopefully worked out all the little fidgets and wiggles in our body, so it can just be still. And instead we let our beautiful heart light fuel up, stoking those creative fires. back into our bodies. Little wiggles in the fingers and toes. Eventually you can make your way to that nice long stretch again. Arms overhead, lengthen out, open up. And then you can hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Say something nice to yourself. Good job. Roll to your side in fetal position. Just pause for a moment. Connect to your intention. This is the best time to work with it while you're all yoked up in your yoga. Push up into seated as you're ready, coming around to the front. Eyes closed just a little bit longer. Palms together at our heart. Let a wave of gratitude come through you. Whatever comes to mind when you hear the word gratitude. Often for me, at the end of a practice, it's for this great ancient practice that helps yoke us to ourself. And then we'll seal our time together with the sound of Om. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Inhale to sing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in each of you beautiful souls. I bow to you all. Namaste. Jai Ma. Have an awesome rest of your weekend. We're at the weekend already. And March 1st. It's crazy. March 1st. That means spring soon.
Sorry about that.
No problem.